In tonight's episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of what's inside my Veto Pro Pack TP XL. Absolute blinding little bag this is, and it's I'll show you some of the contents. What we do is we get into it. I'll bring you up to the desk and we'll get into it. Roll the intro. Oi, oi. Good evening, fellow groove riders. Will from Will's Electrical Services, also known as the Midfield General. In tonight's episode, what I want to do is I want to give you a quick tour of my TP XL. I did threaten it over Christmas sort of time, but unfortunately I tested positive for COVID, so I had to have 7 days indoors. I was shaking like a shitting dog for a couple of days, and other than that I was perfectly fine. I think I caught it on Aston Villa away, so yeah, it wasn't the nicest experience just for a couple of days, but other than that I was perfectly fine. But what I was going to do is I was going to show you my TP XL, and what it is, I haven't sorted it out from Christmas, and before Christmas we were so busy, it was unbelievable. So, and we've done a bit of I did do a bit of first fix, so it's still a bit dirty from there, but I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting if I show you it before I sort it out, then rather sort it out, then I can show you what I carry, what I use and what I don't use and all that. I must admit, this was my first of the bigger bags of the Vetos. I've got all the little bags and all that, and I am impressed with them. They are very expensive. It's like this one was about, I think it was about 120 quid. I think at the moment you could pay anywhere from 120 to 130, but it is a nice bag, because what it was is I used to carry around like the Stanley DeWalt sort of bags. I'll try and put a picture up of it and all that, and I've still got it in the van. I still have it for all my tools and all that, because obviously where I tried to downsize, which is hilarious because this is like my belly, you know what I mean? It's bursting at the seams after Christmas. But yeah, it's far too farly. I've filled it up far too much. But what I want to do, and I've got to admit, I have put a couple of bits in there, like the peaker pen, a couple of lights. I'll tell you as I go by. They usually sit in my pocket, as you know, my pockets. But I've put them in there just because I probably thought it might be interesting to show you a couple of bits. What I must say about the Veto bags is they're really nice, and one thing I do like about the Veto bags is the actual guy who created them. I don't know his name, if anyone knows, put the comments above. I will actually attach the video, because the guy who designed them, I think he was a carpenter, a joiner, and I watched a video of how he designed them and all that, because he reviews all his own bags and all that, and the geezer is first class. I think he's unbelievable. And the video I attach is of him, of how he started and designed the company from the very first one. I think it was a Tex XL. I'm not very good with the codes and the names and all that, but we go for it. What I do is I start you off in the back, and what you've got is that you've got a large back pocket here. This strap here is for the flap, and when you've got it open you can tuck it in there. I never do. So in here I've got some voltage testers. That's my Fluke T90s in there. I've also got my book, which I bleat on about this all the time. I'll probably attach the videos. The Electrician's Guide to Good Electrical Practice. 25 years in the game and I still use that on a daily basis. Got some Klein ratchet crimpers here. I'm going to actually do a review of these. Dan Toolroom, he'd done a good review of these, and that's what prompted me to buy these. And these are absolutely magic, they are. They're probably the best crimpers I've ever had. What else have I got in here? Also got USB's plug top. And also I've got my Falcon 24mm spanner. That is for the all the compression glands, stuffing glands and all that. That's vital, that's all right. I'll just nip these back in there before I turn it around. And then I'll show you the outside, and then we get the money shot in the middle, eh? It's really nice. It's designed for an iPad, but like my iPad I have on a strap, and I usually carry it around with me all the time, because I use it all the time for everything, business and things. So I don't actually utilise that pocket. Plus, it don't really seem very healthy, but it's a good thing. So on the outside, I'll just quickly show this. This is the WER hammer. This is perfect for this bag, I tell you. I must admit, I don't know if I've mentioned it already, but I'm terrible for overfilling bags and all that. That's why I've actually bought that one over Christmas, the Tex OTLC. But also I've got like Craig Gifford's, like he works with me, and he works for us a couple of days, and he's got the older version, but I'm sure it's bigger than that. I'm pretty disappointed by that, because that is the middle, I believe that is the middle one of the three. I think there is an XL which is absolutely huge, but I'll review that after I've used it, because I prefer to do it after I've used it. So that hammer goes in there, the tape goes in there. I've got the Unilight light here. I think this is the IL375R. I will do a review of this. Unilight, I actually sent them a message to see if they would send us any products to review, and I'll give Alex his dues. He sent me out quite a bit of gear. I've got a couple of lights over there. You see, I've got a couple of these. I was so impressed with this that I actually bought Ebsy and Ollie, my two apprentices, one of these each for Christmas. They are expensive, I grant you that, but they are absolutely magic. It's got 3 lights on it. It's got one on the end. It's got one on the end. It's got the floodlight there, and it's also got one like that. If you're popping up in the loft or anything like that, and it's also got a magnet there. I will review that in the future, but I was so impressed with that. It is 47 quid, but it's magic. Got a spade bit in there. What's that, 32? I also got a laser pen and all, and this is absolutely magic. If you've got any apprentices or anything like that working for you, I know it's no real like big deal and all that, but if you're explaining any conduit, any way you want cables done and all that, I'll give you a quick example. Look, like say I want a conduit run from that corner there, and I want it along there, down there, to there, yeah? It's a lot easier than me saying that I want it there, yeah? Immediately they can see where it is. I don't know how clear that come out there, but you know, it is what it is. Me, Ollie, Ebsy and everyone else seem to be working well. I've gave the other electricians some as well. It makes it simple. One gripe I do have with these bags is somehow this handle, as soon as you put it down, it always falls down the back and it always goes underneath. So it's a bit of a bind, like it does get trapped underneath. It can be a bit of a pain in the arse. Obviously the other thing is that it does rock over, it does fall over, but obviously you can soon get used to that. So when you're putting it down, you're obviously always mindful of it. I'll just quickly swing around. I've proper vajazzled this bag up. I've got loads of crap on there. I've got a Klein Tools magnetizer thing. Wouldn't bother buying one of those, because I've even got the wheel of one in the van, and I think I've used both of them about once. They're absolutely pointless, but you know, if you're busy enough to notice that your screwdrivers aren't magnetic and go onto there, then good luck to you. So I've also got these bits in here. I've done a review of these, the Vajazzle bits. These are pretty handy. These are. I've got to admit, everyone absolutely slated them because I've done a video and all that. These ones have lasted really well. I've got a Starrett 25mm bit, I've got an Army 25mm bit, I've got a 6mm and 4mm, and also the one missing there is the 20mm which I was using yesterday, which I think is still in my drill in the van. I've also got one of these Surf-Base Sparky socket plug tester. These are absolutely brilliant, absolutely really handy and classy, and it doesn't get in the way. It's just like, because these are so thin and like they're basically hollow. I think it's just a diode between all three, you know, there's nothing, so any weight just smashes these to pieces. I've got this one. These are new ones. I got me, Ebsy and Ollie one of these yesterday. These are the TSI 1000, and these have obviously got the sound as well, and they're brilliant. I've also, this is one of the very few deals I've ever got from City Electrical Factors, and that's the Klein Tool 7.5 meters. I'm going to do a review of all these, but this is absolutely awesome. 20 quid it cost me, and I'm absolutely in love. So it's got belt clips around the side. It's also got one on the front, and it's got one around this side. But because I keep the hammer around this side, I don't really use too much around there. I don't know what you'd put on there. I think you can put, I think I've seen a lot of people use like the M12 little drills and all that, and obviously, you know, like the pocket holder things and all that, they bang them in there. But Ollie's got the one of the old pouches, and where he used to put his tape measure and the lever, it literally just ripped down there, so I didn't really want to do it with this one. One of the good things about this particular bag, other than the old tool pouch I've used, I don't know if I mentioned it, I'll put a picture up of it so you know what I'm talking about. One of the things I did like about it is, because where I do overfill it, is that I like the security side of that, not so much the security side of people pinching anything, because we always work like you know, all the sites or anything we work in is always with builders who we do repetitive work for, so there's no fear of like security of that. But it's just stuff dropping out of it because I'm forever overfilling it. You'll see when we go through it. I'm an absolute nightmare with it. But what you have got is got like the 3/4 zips here, which I've zipped up for the purpose of the video because I never absolutely use them. But before we go into the middle of the video, and I nearly forget, if you could do us a massive favour and if you could show the channel some support, if you could like, subscribe and turn the notification bell on, it helps the channel grow. What we do is we dive into the bag and we'll have a little look. As you can see, it's ridiculously filled up. You know, I never carry this amount of stuff around with me, but as I say, I've not sorted it out from Christmas, so we'll have a quick little look through of what I've got. So obviously I missed the Pika pen, which I've obviously done. I'll bring it round this way a bit more. So I've missed the Pika pen, which I've done a review of. That is absolutely brilliant. That is probably one of the best things I ever bought myself last year. I also bought Ollie and Ebsy, one of them each. If the lads work for me on a Saturday, I like to treat them to a tool. So, you know, it's like as an added benefit. Obviously, they get a premium rate of work, but I like to also buy them a tool as well. This is I think this is a scriber, I think they call it. I think you can actually use it like I did actually see someone review this online and they were saying that they didn't like the way it actually moved, but I think it's supposed to move that way because it's easier. Like if you're cleaning out a hole, it spins round to the thing. But I personally use it for plastic. It's absolutely awesome for plastic. I think you could probably use it for metal as well. I know a lot of the old boys use it when you're actually cleaning out the things, but I'll always file that down. But you know, you can use that. It knocks out most of it. You know, I've got the Milwaukee one, and I did actually buy Ollie the Veto one, but the Veto one had a Allen key where you can change the blades, and the only problem is with that is that it just fell out one day, and like he went to use it and it was gone. So you know, I don't think you'd have to be pretty smart to notice that becoming loose. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why I would probably go for the Milwaukee one and then the ones where you can change the blade, because you know they're only about £6, so if they become blunt, just get rid of it. So we go along the front first. I've got my old little Milwaukee torch. You know, you can never have enough pocket watches, pocket ones. I used to carry this around all the time, but now I carry around that Unilight one. And one of the best things is with this is that how cool it is. It's just like everyone thinks you're a security guard when you're out. It's, you know, it's perfect. It goes in your holster. It's nice. It's easy. It's even like it's a minging, but it's even got a biting thing, so you can put it in your mouth. God knows why anyone would do that, but it's a lovely little torch, you know, and it takes batteries, which I ain't got a problem with that. You know, I'm not over big. Then I've got my little Veto set here. This is absolutely magic. I'll tell you who has just done a good review of that. I watched it last night, and that was Chris from Toolbox TV 2010. I'll put a link above. He's just done a little review of this, but I think he's got the newer model, but I've got the older version, and you know, it's absolutely blinding. I've had that for ages, and you know, I've had that for 10 years, and I absolutely love it. Also got my 45 degrees angle attachment for a 1/4 inch. That is brilliant. That gets you out of so much problem. I must admit, I thought that was going to smash a lot, you know, because I use it even for the spade bits, you know, for drilling wood, you know, like I've even used it on 25s, you know. Obviously we don't use it, because what it is really handy for is if you've got a partition or even the header of the wall, it's really good. So you can make a hole and you can drill down. I'll show you. That's why. So obviously if you're drilling in underneath the floor through the wall, it's easy to drill through, and the same if you drill a hole and make a hole through, it's easy to come down. It's absolutely blinding. That's why you find with all my stuff, all my bits I've got in here, look, there's so much stuff in here that shouldn't, there's so much stuff in here that shouldn't be here. Some of them old boys who do the reviews of these bags, who have done a brilliant job, be horrified by the state of my bag, but it is what it is, you know. So every bit I have has all got 1/4 inch, so they can all go in there, you know. I purposely buy it. What else have I got? I've also got a tap, a 3.5 tap here. This is absolutely magic. I like this one because what I like about these Hall ones, I don't know if they're associated with CK Tools or anything like that, but they always seem to be in the same stands when I go to wholesalers. I've got quite a few of these for the other lads as well. Is that it's got a decent handle. It's like a bit more of a proper tool. Some of the other cheaper ones got the little handles and they get lost a bit, but that's a bit more purpose tool. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll have a quick dive through the middle. Unfortunately, because I want the channel to grow, I think I have to start putting adverts in the middle. So what we do is we have a quick ad break. Sorry about this, lads. It'd be skippable, and then we get on with the video. All right, let's get back into it. Let's go for the money shot. Let's go for the middle, yeah? So what you've got is that you've got this bit in the pocket here. It is expandable. What I usually do is I keep little bits in there, and it's a poor example at the moment, but this is a bit more of the tools and all that. So we go for the first one. The Americans, I see this. I see the Millis Construction. He calls these voltage sniffers. I think that's an absolute brilliant name for this. But this is my new one. I've done a review of this. This is the Mega VF5 Mega Volt Pen Volt Stick. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. This one is compared to all the others. I know it's a bit rich compared on some of the older ones, but what I like about this, you turn it on. It's got a button so you control. It always glows red until. It's also got a torch on the front, so wherever you go to. It's also got a button that turns it orange for 12 volts, even though I think even if you don't press that button it still detects it. And also it's got a torch on the back as well, which you can turn on by a button, turn off. They're obviously all turn off within, I think it's 15 minutes or 5. It takes 2 AAA batteries, and obviously because it's all LED it lasts forever, you know what I mean? Absolutely pucker that is. My wholesaler was knocking these out for 15 quid plus VAT or thereabouts, roughly under a score. But if you look on Amazon and all that, they're about 40 quid, so I'd advise you to go to your wholesaler than rather buy online for them. These have just got a set of CK tin snips. Absolutely perfect. If you're doing anything with mini trunking or anything like that, anything plastic or anything like that, this is perfect for cutting the plastic for that. It leaves it, because it's got serrated blade and all, it leaves it absolutely perfect, as well as a few of the other bits, you know. I've got my little toy. I've done a review of these and all. I absolutely love these. I didn't think, when I first got them, I thought they were a bit gimmicky. I thought I'd just shut them off and all that, but they're in my main tools now. These, do you know what I find they're perfect for? Is like if you're doing tails or any big armors or all that, where you don't actually want to mark the cables and all that, they're absolutely perfect. And I think I paid about 7 quid for them. Absolute magic bit of kit. I've got some Klein Tool long nose. These were a part of the kit. These are beautiful, these are. I like how small the handles, but the head is really big. It's beautiful, really nice. I've got the Nipex cable shears or scissors. Done another review of them. Surprise, surprise! Then I've got the nut drivers. I've got 2 nut drivers in here. I've got the Klein Tools. I've got the 10 and I've got the 8mm. The 10 is for when I'm using the gutter bolts, that I can actually hold it on there, like with a drill or even the Joker. I've got a Joker in there. These are kind of unnecessary. This one's really good though, like this 8mm. What I use that for is, you know, the canister lights, the 2 screws that hold it in. That's absolutely perfect for that, and magic. And they're really nice. The only one thing I do find a bit odd with these old nut drivers. I was trying earlier with this driver to see how far, but I think the shaft goes to about where the grip is on the handle, but I don't see why they're just not hollow, why they don't do that. But if you look into it, I'll try and take a photo and show you, is that they're only as well, you can see that, can't you? You know, because obviously the shaft is smaller than the head, so obviously it's only that far for the nut. What else have I got in there? I've got another Veto utility key. These are really nice. I'm actually probably do a video of the utility keys, because I've got quite a few different variants because I use them all the time. I've got a Joker 10mm spanner. These are absolutely beautiful. This is probably wearer are coming to their own. They're Joker spanners and all that, because that's obviously for the 10mm gutter bolts and all that, you know, because as I said in previous videos, I don't use the old shitty ones, I use the nice ones, the bolts. I've got the Veto grips in here. They're a bit shocking, to be fair, but they're okay, you know. For one thing is good with these, which is different to the square head ones, is that you can hold things that you can't. Yeah, sorry about that. I had someone knock on the door. Right, so what else I carry in here is I've got these Veto, these 5-hole dogs or whatever they call them. These are the more traditional type. The difference is between these and the square blade ones, which I keep both in, because these are brilliant for armours. These little Nipex 86-1 180s. I've reviewed these before. And the difference is between these is, because I don't really carry around pliers, is that these are really good for like drilling stuff. So if you're drilling any beads or boxes, anything like that, anything you want to go to and you want to hold it, that holds it absolutely perfect. Where this one, you know, it will hold a bolt, but you can't hold an actual item. So that's why I keep them in there. Absolutely pucker. I've got a few drivers in here. I've got a few of the Fackham ones, which I've done a review of. Absolute smashing drivers they are. I don't know where the flatheads are. I think they're in my test kit, but you know, where I've been so busy, it's been unbelievable. I've got a few sets of the croppers as well. I think you know, I don't know why I've got I don't know why I've got 3 sets in there. Usually one usually stays in my pocket. 1, 2. I bought them before Christmas because they were getting a bit like me, mate, getting a bit bold. Also got a little terminal driver. That's absolutely pucker. If you do commercial, you know, like where you get the plug-in ceiling roses and all that, the little Gregs, that is perfect for those. Done quite a lot of LED lighting and all that. Obviously got the Veto. I think that's the 3 or the 4mm driver. That is probably one of my favourite drivers. That is awesome. That usually stays in my pocket. This comes out my test kit. This is the Klein Tools. I think this is a 4mm. Actually, it might be bigger than that. I don't know where that, but that usually stays in my test kit. What that is absolutely brilliant for is, you know, if you've got meters or even the Henny blocks, you know, you get some of the Henny blocks. I think it's the Lucy ones that come with the Allen keys, but these ones have got the these are perfect for nipping them up and making sure that they're tight. What else have we got? We've got a little junior hacksaw, which I don't really use. I don't know why that's in there, to be fair. Must have. Also got a little 40mm spanner, Stanley stand. I don't know what that's doing in there. I've got to admit, this is magnetic. I've got to admit, I've never really used that, because when we're ever doing chasing or anything like that, I always fire around a laser and I go through the middle of the lugs. But every now and then it comes in handy. It's a bit of an ornament, really. And also what I've got is this is the Klein Tools measuring. This is actually a measuring one. This is awesome bit of kit. I use this on a daily basis, so if you want to measure anything, I think it's accurate up to about 20 meters. I probably will do an actual review of this, because it is awesome. It's very expensive, but it's just awesome, like how quick it is just to measure stuff. So if I'm quoting in a house or anything like that, it's not so much very good if I'm doing any of the commercial works, but I've even got a Bosch one for that, so which I'll probably review. This little bad boy, don't know why I bought this, you know what I mean? It's a little ornament. This is the Knipex little spanners, like just absolutely pony. Like, what would you use that for? You know what I mean? And then you got the Knipex, got a Knipex terminal driver as well. You got the Marksman spray things. I'm sure you've seen all that before. I've got the Stabilia boat level, which I absolutely love these with the 2 magnets. The first ever levels I had were the Stabilia ones, and probably the last ones I ever have will probably be them. And then I've got the CK Punch screwdriver, which is absolutely awesome. That is, I can't believe how much I uses that. At first I thought it was a bit of a gimmick. I see one of the old boys review it, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a go, see what it's like. It's got the stripe plate, got that, but it's really good just for banging anything, you know what I mean? It's awesome. And then I've got the 1/4 inch Cyclops in there as well, which I've got to say I've not really used as much as I thought I would do, really. But now I'll give you a quick tour of the bag itself. So it's got a big compartment, it's got all the little pockets. One of the great things I've got about it is that it always falls over. It has, some of the pockets are pretty tight, and like now you find tools, You find tools in the 13mm spanner. You find stuff in there that, and I've got a 12mm spanner. I don't know why I've got so many spanners in there for. Yeah, and then also it's got the hook in there. It's a lovely bag, like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love it. What I'm gonna try and do is downsize it a bit, so it now becomes my second fixed bag, and then that will probably be my main bag with also my bag in. I'm trying to get a bit better, like with like getting all the tools together for all the particular tasks and all that, like armoured and all that, like chasing and all that, because I've got a Huffler's like box which I'm going to use for all that, so make it a bit tighter and all that. Right, anyway, this video's gone on far too long. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you like it, and don't forget, if you're going to be anything to be electric, thanks for watching. See you again.